20 years ago, one small act of kindness changed a stranger's life forever. A young single mother never expected that the man she helped on the worst day of his life would disappear without even telling her his name. She believed she would never see him again. But 2 decades later, a black luxury car stopped in front of her old house, and a billionaire stepped out with tears in his eyes. Looking straight at her, he whispered, "I've been looking for you for 20 years." What happened next would leave an entire neighborhood speechless. Before we begin this unforgettable story, welcome to Kindness Echoes, where every story reminds us that even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's future forever. If stories like this touch your heart, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that prove kindness always finds its way back. Angela Brooks lived in a quiet neighborhood outside Atlanta, Georgia. Life had never been easy for her. She worked 2 jobs while raising her little son, Marcus, by herself. Every dollar she earned went toward rent, groceries, and keeping the lights on. There were days she skipped meals so Marcus could eat. Still, no matter how hard life became, Angela refused to let bitterness take over her heart. She believed that if you had enough to help someone, you should. One rainy evening in 2006, after finishing a long shift at a diner, Angela noticed a young man sitting alone on a bus stop bench. His clothes were soaked, his eyes looked empty, and he held a broken backpack close to his chest. People walked past him without even looking. Angela stopped. She walked over and quietly asked, "Are you okay?" The young man hesitated before answering. "I haven't eaten all day." Angela didn't have much money. In fact, she had only enough cash left to buy dinner for herself before heading home. But without thinking twice, she invited him into the diner where she had just finished working. She bought him a hot meal, coffee, and even packed another sandwich for later. While he ate, Angela smiled and said, "Sometimes life knocks us down. Don't stay there. Better days always come." The young man thanked her over and over, but he never shared much about himself. Before leaving, he simply said, "One day, I'll repay your kindness." Angela laughed gently. "You don't owe me anything. Just help someone else when you can." Then they went their separate ways. Years passed. Angela continued working hard. Marcus graduated from high school and later joined the fire department. Angela never became wealthy. She still lived in the same modest house with peeling paint and an old front porch that had seen better days. But she remained the person everyone in the neighborhood admired. She cooked meals for sick neighbors, babysat children for free, and organized food drives every Thanksgiving. She had completely forgotten about the young stranger. Meanwhile, that stranger's life had taken an incredible turn. His name was Daniel Carter. At the time Angela met him, Daniel had just lost everything. His father's business had collapsed. His family had fallen apart. He had nowhere to go and believed his future was over. But Angela's simple words stayed with him. "Better days always come." Those words became his motivation. Daniel worked every job he could find. He attended night classes, started a small technology company from a rented garage, failed twice, succeeded the 3rd time, and eventually built one of the fastest-growing software companies in America. Within 20 years, Daniel became a billionaire. He owned private jets, skyscrapers, and businesses around the world. Yet there was one promise he had never forgotten. He had promised himself he would find the woman who fed him when no one else cared. The search wasn't easy. Angela had moved several times. The old diner had closed years ago. Records disappeared. People forgot. Still, Daniel hired investigators. Month after month. Year after year. Finally, one investigator called. "I think we found her." On a sunny Saturday morning, several black SUVs quietly pulled into Angela's neighborhood. Neighbors peeked through their windows. Angela opened her front door, confused. A tall man in an elegant gray suit slowly walked toward her. Before she could speak, tears filled his eyes. "I've been looking for you for 20 years. Angela stared at him, trying to remember. "I'm sorry, do I know you?" Daniel smiled through his tears. "You bought dinner for a hungry stranger when you barely had enough money for yourself." Angela covered her mouth. "The bus stop." Daniel nodded. "The bus stop." For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then Daniel hugged her. "I wouldn't be standing here today if you hadn't stopped." Angela shook her head. "I only bought you dinner." Daniel smiled. "No. You gave me hope." He explained everything. The business. The struggles. The success. And how her simple kindness had become the foundation of every decision he made. "I built my company on one belief," Daniel said. "Treat people the way you treated me." Angela wiped away tears. "I never imagined something so small could matter that much." Daniel reached into his briefcase. "I came here to keep my promise." Inside was a folder. Angela looked confused. "What is this?" "The deed to your house." She blinked. "What?" "I paid off your mortgage." Angela couldn't believe it. Before she could respond, Daniel handed her another envelope. "This is a college scholarship fund for every child and grandchild in your family." She began crying harder. Then Daniel pointed across the street. Construction workers were waiting. "I also bought the empty building nearby." Angela looked surprised. "We're turning it into the Angela Brooks Community Center. It will provide free meals, tutoring, job training, and emergency assistance for families who need help." The neighbors erupted into applause. Some cried openly. News crews soon arrived after hearing the incredible story. When reporters asked Daniel why he had done all this, his answer was simple. "People celebrate billion-dollar deals every day. But the greatest investment anyone ever made in my life cost less than $20.